adventure through Ghoul's Gulch. You must be brave souls, for the ghouls within are dangerous and unleashed. Word of advice, do not touch them, and they will not touch you. Now hurry, before your presence draws them here.
Welcome to Ghoul's Gulch Productions. This is our haunted house. This right here is our briefing room. This is where we tell you the rules, regulations, what you can't touch, what you can touch. We have our paintings in here. We have recreations of some classics, which you will also see later on in the haunt. Let's step into the first hall. This first hall is going to be in between the walls of Ghoul's Gulch in our main mansion. As you go down, you'll be able to see why it's in between in the walls. We have our spiders, spider webs, and our first victim. This next room is our library. In the library is obviously where we have a wealth of knowledge. In here we also have a chair that sits right here. Obviously he's not in here right now, but is this a chair or isn't it? He very possibly could get up and chase you out of the room. Coming into the rest of the haunt on our next hallway, we have our continuation of our classic art collection. This is Little Boy Blue or something like that, but it's a little bit of a remake of it. We also have right here the American Goth, which is a very classic piece that everyone would recognize. And that right there is our other classic piece, Jason Hagen. Right here on the wall we have one of our changing portraits. These changing portraits, if you look at them as you go by, they will morph and they will give you an added surprise. This is our dining room. This is where you can partake of the main course, where Grandma has been waiting for you, and of course we have the daughter of the mansion who will greet you as you come in. We also have the hutch right here. As you're ushered on, you will of course be pointed out to Grandma who you are passing. And then we have Grandma number 2, who loves to watch reality TV. Right in here we have the Jekyll. This is the plexiglass room where you have the Jekyll, which is from the 13th Ghost, a very classic horror film. When he's in here, he thrashes against the glass, makes a lot of noise, and then when you pass him, he comes out and actually chases the people down the hall into the next room. Here at Ghoul's Gulch, we are lovers of fine music. In the background, you may possibly be able to hear Linus and Lucy playing in the piano. In here, we have to have a parlor, because parlors have music. Because where Linus and Lucy live, so does horror.
Leave me alone! I'm trying to decompose.
And then we move on to the kids' room. All right, here in the child's room, we have what most parents would consider to be their nightmare. If you've got a deranged child, you must have a deranged closet, because the boogeyman has to live somewhere. So we move into the closet right here, and hiding behind the clothes in the corner, you might find an added surprise.
My linens are clean! Don't touch them!
And that's how we scare the cameraman. We go through the hallway and we enter into the atrium, which is my personal favorite room. In the atrium, we do have our live snakes. In there right now, we have a 9-foot standard Burmese, we have a 12-foot granite albino Burmese, and a 14-foot standard Burmese albino. As you walk out, you will notice here on the left-hand side, we do have a snake right here. It's amazing how scary that can be to someone who's not suspecting it. Swamps here at Ghoul's Gulch is one of the things that we love to do the best. We really enjoy making a good swamp. We think it's a good effect. Nice outdoor ambiance. You can hear the frogs in the background. We also have some really good gators in here. Continuing on from our swamp, we go into what we call the ring girl room. Here on my left-hand side, we have a young lady who looks like she could be real or not real. When people are trying to figure out if she is real, the scare actually is in the well. We go from the ring room into our cemetery. And here we have our mausoleum crypt. This right here is actually just a gentleman who has passed, and we have a weeping widow in here who get away from my husband. Obviously she has some separation issues. Moving on from the mausoleum crypt, we have our gargoyle. Our gargoyle is one of our favorite pieces. It's a new one that we acquired this year. The job of our gargoyle is to scare the people from this room and into what we call the squeeze. Leaving the squeeze, we go into what we call the laser room, which is a really neat effect. It's one that's simple, just a bunch of dots. The neat thing about it is if the person freezes and holds still, they're not exactly visible, or are they? Leaving that, we go into what we call the gore section. The first room of the gore section is our medical morgue. Here at Ghoul's Gulch, one of the things we really appreciate adding to our haunted houses is real props. This right here is an actual autopsy gurney and real body. When you leave the medical morgue, you'll get some sort of taunting about, what are we going to do with you? I would sure like to put your head in my hanging head hallway. This right here is the cooler, and leaving the cooler is that famed hanging head hallway. Another room where we like to add real props. We have a dentist chair, dentist tables, an actual real x-ray viewer. All adding to the illusion that this could very well be a real doctor's office. This doctor in here, quite simply, likes to make monsters. So you come in, he says, you have a nice nose, I happen to like the way you look. Come see what I've made with my other people. And here, we have some of what he's made. You keep working your way to the door. Obviously, when you get there, you find out the door is fake. And then when you look behind you, you're trapped in an 8x4 room, and at any given time, we can have up to 6 actors in here taunting you and heckling you, all the way until the point that the doctor says, they're too ugly for me anyways, let them go. What good is it to have really good medical monsters if you don't have a good torturer? As was the formula with any of our rooms, you take a really good animatronic, a few good props hanging around on the wall, throw in a good actor, and you've got a good room. You need a place to get rid of the bodies, which is where the butcher's room comes in. Here we have a gentleman working in the butcher's room who has recently clogged the garbage disposal, so we can no longer garbage disposal bodies, but it is what it is. We have our pile of guts laying around. This is one of those rooms that we like to add a little extra something to make it a little more realistic. We actually have a scent and a little air freshener that is called packing house. So the smell in here is rotten meat. We must leave Ghoul's Gulch through some sort of portal. So here we have the alleyway, or the industrial area. In here we have a bunch of barrels. The actors like to jump on top of the barrels and play. But some of these barrels also do some special. Here in the cage is where our actors are hiding. They taunt the people as they're going through, and that's Mike cowering there in the corner.
Taunt, taunt, taunt.
This is a curtain so the actor can come out quite easily and chase them. They come down, they go to leave, and our last few gadgets, rolling barrels. And if all this doesn't work, we have our absolute last scare in here. It's our favorite thing we got in here. It's an air cannon. It's simple, but it works every time. Thank you very much for touring Ghoul's Gulch with us. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you were one of the people acting with us, we would like to just extend this moment and tell you that we really appreciate you working with us. It has been our pleasure working with each and every one of you, and hopefully we can do it again next year. Thank you.